Morning, church. It is so good to be with you this morning. If you're a guest with us, I just want to welcome you to Salem Heights Church. My name is Pete. I'm one of the pastors here. And I'm actually inviting this morning to join me up here on stage Steve, Dan Guerin, and Justin Trammell. And if you're new to our church, one of the things that you might not be aware of is that our church is in the middle of a capital campaign called Ancient Wells New Seasons. And this was really birthed out of a vision for our church to not only expand and enhance the ministry spaces here at our church, but to provide more space to train more people inside and outside of our church to go out and share the overflow of what God's doing in our life. And so a little over, maybe close to a year ago, we had our pledge night. It was October. And we had a night where our people pledged $2.4 million towards this campaign. And we're really thankful for that. And thank you for your generosity and giving. Those funds, yeah, we can clap for that. This vision is something that is really birthed out of our mission to love God, love others, and reach the world. And so this morning what we're going to start doing, and we're going to be doing this continuing various Sundays through the coming months, is just to be able to let you hear from some of the people who've been really instrumental in this campaign. Not just people who've served to make the campaign happen, but people who are going to share how the campaign is impacting their lives. And so this morning we have Steve and Justin to help us with that.
Thanks, Pete. So this is Justin Trammell. He's a Corbin College grad, Corbin University graduate. Yes. He is a marketing teacher at Sprague High School. I understand, by the way, that the logos on the left and the right that you see, you met with pastors and elders and collaborated in helping that come into being. So let's trace some history here. A year ago, as Pete just mentioned, we were in a meeting and we were talking about this new capital campaign to come, Ancient Wells New Season. What raced through your mind and what process took place after you heard that vision?
Yeah, thanks. So for me, listening to Pastor Justin and Pastor Pete, you talk, it's really starting with just the metaphor that a well and that water represents throughout the timeline of scriptures is really what impacted me. So as I started to sit in that meeting and began just to sketch, that's kind of what I do. It's how I process. On the design side, these are some of the sketches, but just thinking through the concept of a well and looking at Genesis 26, where you have Isaac redigging the wells that his father Abraham had dug, and just what the water represented to people then, where it's like we can live here now because there's water. God has provided a way for us to live. Fast forwarding that to Jesus standing with a Samaritan woman at Jacob's well, and just the kind of complete picture of that, where you have a God that provides for our physical needs, but she's standing there and talking to God without knowing it, as he's saying, I have a living water, right? I have something that you can drink and never thirst again. So providing for physical needs, but also spiritual. So I knew the metaphor of the well was going to be really important as far as the design.
So then you transitioned from this drawing to the next drawing, where you actually began to, all right, this is what it's going to turn into. So fast forward 2 months later, you brought us a new design.
Yeah, so you can see from the sketches just getting anything down on paper to a couple little directions, and then on the next slide you'll see that's eventually where it landed. And really it was just, like I said previously, the simple idea of having that well be at the center. And really the well is representing the living water that only Jesus can provide. So Jesus is at the center of not just this campaign and not just what this church does, but it's at the center of everything that we are. And it's that water that's really welling up inside of me that it compels me to give from. And there are so many ways to give, whether it's your time or your talent or your treasure. It's just something that impacted me throughout the entirety of this campaign. Is just, there are so many ways, and we are called to give out of that overflow that God has given to us.
So here you are, utilizing the marketing skills you teach every day at school to a design, to a balcony, to many, many people in this room contributing financially, praying, serving. And we wanted to say this morning, thanks for sharing the overflow. Thank you, Justin, for sharing the overflow.